I didn't think it would end this way, but I guess there are worse ways to go out. I also just saw a post that said, I feel so Sigma, and I... Oh, that's wonderful. Anyway, it's that time again, folks. The Splatfest is yet again here, and finally, after like 8 Splatfests, or 7, I don't remember when the last time I got to actually stream this back home. I've been in my fucking college apartment for the past long while. Even when I went on winter break, it happened so that a Splatfest happened before and after it. But we're finally back. And on what an appropriate Splatfest. What would you do at the world's end? Would you do the same old? Would you clean out your bucket list, or would you save the day? Which I should point out. Actually, let me hang on a sec. I just noticed this. There's a Game Boy on there. Cool. But I want to point out with save the day. Apparently, that's a mistranslation, I guess, because apparently it's originally more of like find a way to survive rather than save the day. You know, it's kind of adjacent, but it is a slightly different thing. Oh well. And then we also have the conch shells. I don't know who won. I got a couple myself, but we'll see. Same ol', which actually makes sense. I mean, yeah, it's the same ol'. Of course, they're gonna be playing fucking Splatoon and getting those conch shells. It makes sense. And then we got bucket list in second place, because the second place is important. We gotta remember this. But yeah, it's great to be back at our usual spot. Haven't been here in a while. For how long I'm gonna be able to do this, though, that's to be decided. But that's a story for another time. I don't want to go into it. Yeah. Either way, you know, since we're back here for now for this one Splatfest, I think we're gonna have a good time. We're not so much gonna focus on winning as per usual. It's just gonna be, we're just going to focus on fun, and I'll tell you why. Because for the 8th fucking time in a row, I'm on Team Fry! No! Oh, hey guys, we're gonna lose an 8th time in a row. But look at my fit. Look at how fucking good I look. I'm one of the best looking people on the planet. Look at my goddamn fit. It's so good! Team bucket list, because I have so much alcohol that I want to try. That's the spirit, yeah, we freak. I need their energy for this Splatfest. Nah, I'd win. So yeah, I honestly didn't really know what team to pick. I was really between bucket list and save the world. Because, like, obviously, if saving the world is a choice, you want to save the world. I guess what I had to actually wait for the Splatfest dialogue between Deep Cut to be like, you know, what to choose. Because this is a deep question. I want to know what my parameters are, because this is a pretty hypothetical question. But before I go deeper into that, I want to just go over what this is a bucket. Or is this a bucket? Yes. But, so we're wearing, of course, the bucket hat. Because, yeah, why wouldn't I be wearing the bucket hat? We got our Splatfest tee, I've grinded them a bit. And then the EU jellies, which I've already used in the past and filled out, but I don't know, I just think it perfects the fit. I think it just looks good with what I have. I couldn't say no to it. And, you know, decent abilities. I want to put some Intensify action on the tee, but I want to grind them out. Actually, I could probably just... Yeah, I could probably just fill that out now at this point. May as well. We're going full bucket this time, and I'll show you why. Because the weapon I was equipped with is not what I'm going to be using. Although I will tell you, I have finally learned the ways of the Octoshot. I have become converted into an Octoshot believer. Let me tell you. And then, I'll throw one more on there. I was thinking of putting it on the bucket hat, but I'm good with it. So let's get some Intensify action. Just because it's like one of the abilities I feel like I just need to have at all times. There we go. And then hopefully we can get swim speed on the next gear chunk. But yeah, I am an Octoshot believer now. I tried... It's weird, because I already went through all of Splatoon 1 and getting S+ in that game with the NZAP. And I had thought about using the Octoshot back then, but the weapon spread was a little too wild in that game for me when it came to the Octoshot. That's not a problem in Splatoon 3. And going for a weapon that can 3-shot people, as opposed to the NZAP, which is like 4 or 5, with good accuracy, I've been using the Octoshot more, especially because I'm more used to Splat Bombs. I'm getting a lot more use out of them, and Triple Ink Strike is a little more useful than Super Chump, even though I do still like them. The Octoshot, I don't know, it's just been a little more reliable for me than the NZAP, though I do still love it. I'll get it to 5-star one day, but yeah, I'm using Octoshot, so when I eventually do start ranked in this game, which I don't know when I will, I'll probably be rolling with that. But that's not what we're going to be using for Splatfest. I try to keep it a little varied, and since we are on Team Bucket, we're obviously be going to using a bucket. It's a little tricky because we have used buckets before. I mean, the Bloblobber is probably the one I've used the most in a Splatfest, just because of the ice cream Splatfest. But the Bloblobber was really good for me, so I didn't mind it. And then we used the Slosher Deco because I wanted to meme with the Angle Shooter. And it was alright. And there's stuff like the sloshing machine and all that, but those aren't really buckets. This is more of like a traditional bucket type. I'm down with it. So we're going to be using this. And also just because, you know, Tacticooler, it's good support. Fizzy Bomb has its uses. And in terms of the other buckets I could use that would fit the theme and not be totally redundant, I feel like this fits the build the most. I practiced a bit with it. We should be doing fine. Also, I do want to check one thing off real quick. Let me just grab something. It's right over here. I have most of my amiibo put away right now, but I do have my 2 main Splatoon 3 amiibos. I just wanted to show this off real quick, because when it comes to amiibos, you can save your freshest fits, which, you know, is pretty normal and obvious, and you can save your settings and all that. Hopefully I remember those settings, because I think that they are changed a little bit. But what I didn't realize, if I scan Amiibo right here, is that it saves your player character, too. It's not just player settings, in terms of, like, motion controls and stuff. It's also your Inkling or Octoling, which I didn't realize. So, yeah, that's convenient. It's actually, that's, like, an actual good reason for me to have the Amiibos out and swap them out, because... You know, it's kind of annoying to, like, go through the little tutorial. I mean, you don't go through the tutorial, but you still gotta go through all the cinematics and all that, which you can't skip. So it's nice to have them in Amiibo, so I don't have to do that. So I can swap between my usual Inkling and my Octoling. But we're gonna be staying as Octoling for now, just because my Octoling still has not won a Splatfest. Not a single one, and also I've generally done more with Inkling, but yeah. I want to get him a win before I even go back to Inkling. I've done Inkling a bit. I generally like to stay as Inkling when it comes to, like, doing Salmon Run and stuff. But for Splatfest, yeah, we're gonna be rolling with them. Bucket. Boy of Koi. I almost said that, thought that said Bucket of Koi. I almost thought the drawing on the left right here was a dick and balls. Okay. It's late. We're starting late. But I have the opportunity to do this right now. And I want to get the ball rolling sooner rather than later, because... Well, we are on Team Bucket List. And I'll tell you one thing. The world might not be ending, but some things are. And we're getting close to the end of Splatfest. Or end of Splatfests. And I'm worried too, because we got the new season trailer pretty recently. And at the end, there was a little jelly fella walking around with, like, stickers of all the idol groups. And I'm like, oh no, the last Splatfest is gonna be all the idols against each other. It's gonna be hell. And it's gonna be bad, because I do not know who I could choose for that. I legitimately have no idea what team I would be on. That's like, gonna be one of the hardest decisions of my life. But yeah, so, if we're gonna be on Team Bucket List, and not just with this game, but other things going around with me and doing stuff in terms of projects, I have been more following through with the idea of going through a bucket list rather than, you know, trying to stop things or just doing my usual stuff. I guess doing my projects is usual stuff, but still. I mean, if they had an option which was like, instead of go do your same old stuff, it was more of like a vibe, I probably would do that. Because, like, world's gonna blow up in a week or some shit. Chances are, I'm just gonna, like, lay down in the grass, listen to some good music, do some shit, you know, just vibe, man. Oh, that's right, we have the fizz bombs. Oh, boy. I forgot about this mechanic. I always do. And I'm not gonna remember it until I've played for, like, 5 hours. Am I right, fellas? But yeah, I think that's part of a big reason as to why I'm even on this team, because, you know, it kind of works with how I am right now. But it is also going to relate... Oh yeah, I have this my special. Hang on. But it does relate to Splatoon, because I'm going to tell you one thing about the Splatfest. I'm going to be playing a lot of it. It won't be on stream. Oh, hell. Oh! Damn. I'm gonna be streaming the usual smaller amount just because I feel like I still don't really play great when I stream. So I'd rather keep more of my playtime to being off-stream. But, I have the whole day off tomorrow, and I'm planning on doing nothing but playing Splatoon, basically. Because there's one thing we haven't really done with I haven't really accomplished in the Splatfest, and that's get a 333 times match. I've still yet to do it. Oh, I almost got the rebound on that. So I'd like to try... Oh, I didn't think it would fall. So I would like to try and at least attempt to go for getting that. It's gonna be a while, especially because I haven't really been getting a lot of times 100s. Maybe because I'm only playing like 3 hours per Splatfest, but still. Fucker. There we go. Trying to get more used to actually doing super jumps. Ooh. I have the bucket. Why are you going closer? Oh, I saw some people dying. Gotta clutch up here. Got him. Ooh, I think we brought it back. Hey. Overall splatter? What? I don't feel like I did anything. Not in a huge significant matter, at least. Oh well. I guess that's the deal when you use the bucket. Dear God. Oh, okay. Well, at least, hey, we're up for one rotation. Which is probably good, because I did not want to play on that map. I feel like I play on that map all the time during Splatfest. Ship shape is not better, man. Bluefin, yeah, Bluefin's alright. Pump Track and Marlin. I'm going to Pro, man. I could do Open, and because I'm trying to get a 333 match this time around, I probably should do Open. Because I think with how it works is you need to fight someone, and you both need to initiate a times 100 for it to turn to a 333. I think that's how it works. So we should be doing Open, just because we'll probably run into more teams who will have all of that. But I also really... I mean, we should be doing some Pro matches, but also, I really don't want to play on those maps. I mean, maybe I'll change my mind later, but... I'd rather play on fun maps and enjoy myself on stream, and then try hard when I'm off stream. Once I do get into, or if I do get into a match like that, I'll just be sure to save a replay of it and talk about it on stream. Or during the results, which you probably hopefully I can upload sooner rather than later. I still haven't uploaded any of the results of the past 3 or 4 Splatfests, because I haven't uploaded the VODs. Sorry. But yeah, when it did come to picking the team, I really was between Save the Day and Bucket List. And I wanted to wait to see what Deep Cut said. Because I'm like, what kind of criteria are we going for with this question? Because it can be pretty broad. It can be pretty broad. And so I actually waited for what they had to say. And I think it was... One of them had brought up, like... I would rather let other people save the day while I do my thing. I think that was something like Fry said, and I'm like, okay. Because if that's the thing, if I'm, like, the only person... If it was, like, you are the only person who could save the day, so... Then, yeah, of course I would, but... I feel like with the writing, or with what was said about the particular topic, it's like, Gil issue. Oh. Because, like, yeah, I could help save the day, but I feel like I would probably be more in the way than actually helpful. I got those kind of vibes, I guess. So, yeah, I would probably still go with a bucket list, because, yeah, it's like, they could save the day, but what if it doesn't work? I want to get some shit done, just in case. Aw, help. Aw, help! Okay, I'll take a trade-off. I do think it is funny that it took me until this Splatfest to be like, let me see what Deep Cut has to say. I think it's funny that it even came to that point for me. But, like, legitimately, I just didn't know. Like, I asked people at work about this question. I'm like, how do you feel? And we started getting into, like, philosophical conversations. It was great. I don't think anyone said bucket list, though. I think I'm alone on that. Oh, I'm dead. Fellas, you got this. Oh, he might have just clutched up at the end there. Oh, we definitely did. I saw that splashdown. Well, actually... Damn close, though. I'll take it. We lost because of gill issue. Do inklings and octolings, for that matter, have gills? Because they can't swim. They can swim in ink, but does that mean... Isn't that... I feel like isn't that more of like a skin thing rather than a gill thing? Whatever, we're all nautical creatures. Look who scored at the shell-out machine? Oh. Wait, are we on? Hey, we're on the same team again. Very nice. Very nice, Mark. I actually played with Mark a week or two ago. I saw that he was playing a regular match and I was playing at the same time, so I actually jumped into a match with him. Oh, and I make my intensify action chunks back. Nice. I almost got tripped up because he was playing with another guy called Zachary, which is my name, and I'm like, wait, why is there two of me? You know, as if Zachary wasn't like one of the most common names when I was born. Because I was born to be a basic bitch. But it was fun. I only played a match with him, but of course we won it because we're nice like that. He was doing something with his friend too, where they were both using like the Agent 4, not the Agent 4, but the Parallel Order mini-boss look. And so I felt a little out of place, so I'm like, eh. But it worked out. It was fun. I'm kind of worried about this team, though, because part of me feels like Bucket List is going to be the most popular team, which would fucking suck. You might think, oh, no, you want to be on the popular team, right? No, because the popular team keeps fucking losing. Before, originally when this game came out, yeah, the popular team would win. But then they made balance changes, and then it's like the complete goddamn opposite. Maybe it's a little different with, maybe it's different with the changes they made with, like, second place and stuff. But then again, I think last Splatfest, we were still the most popular team, and we lost. And we barely got last place by 0.01 in tricolor. I'm not still bitter about it. Sorry. Couldn't save him. Fellas, band together, and you died. I didn't mean to head this way, but you know what? It works. Just get in. I don't have to be saying refreshments for this Splatfest, because I'm the one deploying them. I've been thirsted. I, had a decently long day at work. Main reason I'm streaming this late because I'm doing this right before work, or right after work. And man, just doing a lot of walking around like I was thirsty. I didn't get a drink at the end like I usually do, so when I got home, I just poured myself a big-ass glass tea. And my god, it went so hard. Fuck. Like, you know when you're, like, real thirsty, so you just, like... You just keep downing it and chugging it and... I'm in a bad spot. Oh, I can kind of attack and still use the things. Fuck you. Run, Ink Brush. I'm sorry you can't get any goddamn splats. I'm one to talk, considering how many times I was dying to the roller, but still. Nice emotes. I want to fill out this season's catalog. or not fill it out, mainly just because I want to get that double backflip emote. I really like that emote. I pop off every time I see it, so I want to get it. And I might, with as much as I'm going to play the Splatfest this time, I might. I don't think I'm going to max out the catalog this time, but it would be nice to get some cool emotes. It's nice to see Bucket winning some good matches. Stabby. Ah. I'm not gonna get any false hope though, because I know whenever it looks like we're about to win, and then we start like winning halftime, and then we still fucking lose. Even like open matches, which we were winning, and then we still lose. I'm not believing in it. I'm here to mainly get a 333 match, not to win the Splatfest. Oh, I would like to win the Splatfest. That would be cool, but I'm on Team Fry again. I didn't mean to be on team. Look, it's not because I'm simping. I need to clarify, because 8 times in a row is not by fucking chance. I mean, it is by fucking chance. Oh, hey. Nice. Okay, there was the last time. Last time I was on Team Fry to be on Team Fry, basically. But that doesn't account for the other 6 fucking times where I was on the team because it was the team I actually wanted to be on because of what it was representing, according to the Splatfest question, and we still lost. There is no curse to atone for. There is no sense. I mean, there's no just like. There's no justice in this world, is what I'm trying to say. Who's thirsty? Nice, nice, nice. I forgot we're in a times 10. I really need to focus on this time, on this one time. Booyah. I just need to focus on the match. We're doing fine. We're getting some random kills. Oh, I see another man with my sub. Very nice. Fellas, stay on formation. Refreshments? Soda. I know we're holding good, but this is turf war. It doesn't matter. We could fuck up in the last 30 seconds, which was happening to me just earlier today when I was trying to get 1 daily. You see what I mean? Oh, now they pick it up. Ooh, I should definitely ink some turf over here. Just a little bit. Just so we're not totally screwed. My team's doing great without me. They're probably carrying me. And that's fine. It's a team effort. It's a team effort. Oh, there's a whole area over there. That's not good enough. Refreshments. I need a refreshment. That wasn't even my splat, man. Whoa! Jump to him. Did we fuck up or did we clutch up? I think we clutched up. Okay. Smooth. Alright, alright, alright. Come on, baby, swim, speed up. Run, speed up. Oh, and look, it did give me intensify action. I would have gotten it anyway. Oh well. Run speed up is still good, so I think I'll keep it. Especially since with the ability doubler, I still get some decent stuff, so I'm cool with it. Yeah, I think I got solid abilities for now. I was gonna put comeback on one ability, or like one main ability slot, but I don't know, the specials are pretty good. Although I almost feel like it's a little too good. I feel like I'm building up my special a little too fast, and by the time I'll even get it, the effects will still be lingering. But I guess it's better to have than to not have. And I have Special Saber too, so that definitely helps. So far, so good. We're doing solid. Airport and pump track. Yeah, I don't want to play on Ship Shape, man. I even played on Ship Shape, not today, but I think yesterday, because some challengers were going on. It was the giant curling bomb challenges. I think I can show it off, actually. Hopefully it's still here. Oh, the Scarlet stream. Yeah, if you haven't seen, I'm streaming the DLC finally. It's great. I'm having a good time. I think it was, yeah, it was this one. It was just, you could only use weapons with curling bombs, and they're giant. And I don't know why I got this one specifically. I don't remember what happens in this clip. I probably die. It was also an actual taste. It was an actual, honest-to-God taste of ranked. Oh yeah, just dying. Was that was it? It's just me dying? Yeah, things got hectic. I did end up winning more of my matches, so I ended up getting top 50%, because that's all I really wanted to do. It was fun. This, I think, is just like a good... It's just a good use of Ink Strike, and you'll see why. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Real clean, real clean. That was from today. I was real happy getting that. And guess what? I still lost the match. In fact, oh, I can't even. Okay, never mind. I was gonna show off. I had to play like 5 matches just to win once. I was just trying to do it quick before work, but no, it made me do it by the fucking buzzer. I wasn't late to work or anything, as it was still a comfortable drive, but it's making me sweat a bit. I know, dunno. So as for some Splatoon news, the new season's gonna be coming out soon. We already got a trailer for it. More music, which I'm glad about. I didn't think we'd be getting more music. It's apparently returning. The music is from a returning band in the series. I forget what the name is, but I didn't realize they were even returning because they're not on the official soundtrack for some reason. Not just the normal one, but Octotunes either. There's like, I think, 4 multiplayer battle songs missing. And they were one of them, so I didn't realize they were coming back. But either way, it's nice to see some more music. I really fucking love the music in this game. Oh, wait, yeah, this'll work. And you already fell. Thank you for your patronage. Hey, I heard that. Going in. Fucking... Okay. Bro, there was a guy... There were 2 of my teammates surrounding them, and they couldn't do anything about it. Great! Great, guys! Everyone's got their own problems, I understand. This is a bad spot to be in. No one's even getting those. Are they even raised? I don't know. But yeah, so new music. New weapons. It doesn't look like we're going to be getting third kits for certain weapons, so like no third version of the NZAP for me, which would have Tenta missiles and make me happy. Ooh, I almost had that with the... Okay, cool. But on the bright side, we finally got a third Stinger, or Stringer, and... No. Fuck. And a third Splatana. And they look pretty cool. I'm glad to try them. It's nice that we're actually getting some more variants of the weapons actually introduced in this game, rather than just like an order version, which is the same thing but a recolor. I tried telling you this way! Well done, well done. Get it in. Okay, I got overzealous. No one went over here. That's cool. Alright, so the weapons are nice. I think there's still some more kits coming in. I think even the new weapons we're getting are getting their second kits already. So if that doesn't tell you we're getting near the end, I don't know what is. Yeah, you look like a goddamn Cobra hipster, you fucking ice cream cone looking hair ass. I don't know. I'm trying too hard. The new stage looks alright. It's like in a train station. And it's interesting because on the train, on the map of that, we actually see the upside down Eiffel Tower, which was originally seen on like a picture, an in-lore picture we saw of Callie Marie. So that's really cool. That's a fun attention to detail. Look, Mom, finally going to Paris. Don't forget your train pass. As much as I do like this thing, sadly the range is not ideal. But that's why I want intensify action, so I can move around and work around it. Oh yeah, also in the new song, or in the new song we heard, there's a censor. So that's apparently like the second time we've officially heard a band swear in this game, so that's great. Always a fan of that. Oh yeah, booyah. And then what was the other thing that was also in the trailer? I don't remember. That might have been it. Sadly, there is some more Splatoon news though. And I'd say sadly, because it's more of a Switch thing in general. It just unfortunately affects Splatoon. So, you know how with the gallery, you know, what I just used to show off those couple of Splatoon clips? You know that, and you could post your clips and images and all that to Facebook or Twitter. Well, I don't know much about Facebook, but you will, I don't know if it's now or upcoming, but sooner or later, they are going to remove the Twitter integration. Which on the one hand, it's like, okay, fine, whatever. It's nice and convenient, but it's not a huge loss, whatever. There's ways to get around it. I mean, even with the Nintendo Switch app, you can use that, I guess. The problem with it, though, is that because of this, I guess because of how it works within the game, that means once this starts going down, Splatoon 2's posts, like the text posts and the drawings and all that, are going to be turned off. So just like in Splatoon 1 when the Miiverse died, Splatoon 2 is about to die again in terms of the posts. Which it's like, man, I thought we would have a little longer. I mean, 3 is the main game, so it's... I mean, it did have a longer life, and there's at least a successor. Oh, shit. But it still sucks to see. Thankfully, Splatoon 3's posts are going to be around, so I guess they were smart enough to not link it to Twitter. I could have told you that from the start, but... oh well. I'm just surprised they're not trying to keep it up. I guess maybe because they know what the player count is for 2, and if it's impressive or not. Does he even... he sees me. Had to slide out from under there like butter. Get under my refreshments! That's what we're talking about. Oh, I thought that would kill him. Damn it. No, they covered our tracks pretty good. Yeah. Also on the topic of Twitter, I guess they're finally changing the URL of Twitter to X. Okay. Do they know no one cares? Are they, like, in an insane amount of denial? There's, like, people don't care. They're still gonna call it Twitter. People are making extensions to just make the URL Twitter. And to make the logo and stuff still the bird instead of the shitty X. No one gives a shit about your X, Elon. Exceeding is not a thing. That's fucking stupid. We're still calling it tweeting. Get over it. Bro, let that sink in and let it all, and it is making it all go down the drain. I wanted to make him fucking bleed money like Tumblr does to Yahoo. I think they're still owned by Yahoo. Whoever owns it, Tumblr has been bleeding money for years. Speaking of things getting worse, hey, so how about that Spotify? And when I mean, generally Spotify has always been getting worse. They've always sucked, but whatever. The convenience is nice. The problem is even the convenience is sucking. The app's just not. It's like running worse. A little bit on the computer, like at a tolerable amount, but still, I'm noticing a decrease in usability, which is pleasant. But it's especially bad on my phone. And I don't know if it's the app or the phone. Because you see, if you remember, I think it was back around the holidays. Or somewhere around Christmas. Whether it be the Splatfest before or after that. I had talked about trying to look at Spotify Rewind. Sheesh. Where'd that come from? And I talked about, like, oh, I don't see it yet, so maybe I should update my phone. Oh, we're playing dick moves today. We're playing huge dick moves. Just drawing it all on the fucking playground. Like we're 5. Oh, look at me at their spawn. I'm a party goer. I'm an individual. Of course I run out of ink when I'm one shot away. Ooh. Big Luffy. Oh, dude. I like that background he has, though. The food-centric one. That's cute. I like it. Oh, that's a crab. Bro thinks he can aim. I mean, I can't. I'm using a point-blank weapon, and I can't aim. See? Okay, it kind of works. Never mind. You know, maybe it doesn't help that we have Dabble Dualies, Tri-Slosher, Splattershot Jr. Then again, I guess the other team is entirely ranged weapons. 3 of them are being, like, very meta picks, so you know, the sweat is not coming from us. But the salt sure is. That was very good timing on the platform. Wait, you're on the other team. Oh. Fine. What was I talking about before this? Nah, that's crazy. Ah, shit. Oh, yeah, Spotify. And I swear, when I updated my phone from then, ever since... How the fuck did we win that? Ever since I updated my phone from that, it's been running like ass. How do I describe it? So, like, whenever... It used to just, you know, work like normal. But ever since I updated it back then, it's had this problem where if I scroll... and I hold, like, my finger on the screen while I'm scrolling, just to, like, drag it up and drag it down, it, like, doesn't show... Hang on, let me just bust out my phone. I don't remember if it's just the album or, like, the song in general. I guess I can... It might be both. I don't know. It also just generally takes longer to load, and I don't know if that's my phone being slower, or just apps updating to newer tech and utilizing that more instead of focusing more on general usability. It's just like, no, have the fancy phone. Otherwise, fuck you. Yeah, it just does this annoying thing where it's like, if I drag and go up or down, it just doesn't show the album art for some reason until I stop dragging. I don't get why. I don't know why. It just started doing that for some reason. It didn't before. It works like that now. And it sucks. Big companies make your app better in an update instead of worse challenge. It was also doing this thing for a while when I would, and this did eventually fix, thankfully, where when I would swap between apps, and if I would go back to Spotify, it would, like, jumble up the songs until I, like, moved the screen a little bit, and then it would load in properly. But I could still select those songs. And, like, now it doesn't do that anymore. It's actually working pretty fine. So, maybe that was a temporary thing, maybe that was a glitch. That got fixed, at least. Notice how we've only gotten Black Belly Skate Park once. Whatever. But still, it's like, why was that an issue? Why is your app... Like, you fixed a problem, but it's like, it's still slow as shit. I don't know, man. At least when the Nintendo app updates, it runs the same. You know, you gotta take your wins where you can get them. I wish I had infinite resources and infinite time, just so I could do all the things I want, and also fix all the things that pissed me off. And just make better things. I wish I had the time to do that. I really did. Because I feel like it's, like, stuff to fix, not necessarily like the Spotify stuff, but just, like, stuff in general that's, like, dumb. Where, like, big companies make their product worse. Even though they know people will hate it. Just because it's like, oh, well, it's something different. Or, well, it's to cut costs slightly. But it's just entirely worse. And it's like, yes, this is what our fans and users want. And it's like, I wish I could just make something that's the same, but better. Oh, nailed it. Nasty. They call me Quickscope Nasty. But alas, I am one man, I don't have enough time. I barely have enough time to stream and make videos. I mentioned in my last stream of Pokemon, the comeback stream, that, oh, it's like, oh, the Mad World video, it's gotta be done by the end of the month. I don't even know if that's gonna be true anymore, because I'm trying to do bucket list shit, man. Not just this, but just in general. I need to make sure things are recorded in like, the recent times. And I need to focus on that. And so I don't know if I'm going to be able to edit enough. I mean, I'm a good ways done with it, but it's like there's still a long way to go. I'm just going to pop. Why would you throw it like that? Ooh, that Booyah Bomb might have just saved their ass. I like being mad on stream, but for good reasons. When it's just stuff like a match going wrong or whatever. Like, yeah, there's a bit of catharsis to it, but I still feel whiny. But when it's like things... Yeah! Oh, that was one of the best fist bumps I've ever had. But like when it's stuff on like Spotify where it's like, it feels more justified. Feels good. It feels good to talk shit. Let me talk a bit more shit then. So I have been generally playing some more Splatoon 3 just to grind some stuff out. Bucket. I'm seeing Team Bucket win a lot. That's nice. It means we'll be 1% ahead, and then after the halftime we're gonna lose it, but whatever. It's nice for now. I've been trying to grind out some gear. I've got this headband, which refuses to give me the abilities I want, because it keeps giving me ink recovery up, which is the Tentatek main ability. I'm just trying to get like swim speed on it. It never gives me swim speed. Or maybe I am trying to get ink resistance, I don't remember. I think it was ink resistance. I don't remember. But you can see I have the Fry shirt here from the amiibo, and I got it full quick respawn. I mean, quick squid jump on it, and then on some shoes, I got the red high tops, which I got a different red high top because I originally had stealth jump on it, but I don't like stealth jump as much in this game, so I found the regular ones with ink resistance up, and I put swim speed on it. Okay, if a swim speed's on it, then yeah, I'm trying to get ink resistance on that, I think. I'm trying to build up a couple, like, sets of clothing and gear to do in competitive for when I eventually do ranked. Also, while we're here, I just want to show off. So you have the Reppin' Inkopolis and how we do the spinning bucket. And then if we go to the Splatoon 2 one, that's the Splatoon 3 one. But it's like, okay, so we're spinning it, and we go to Splatoon 3, and they're still spinning it. And I don't know, I think that's neat. You can kind of chain the Splatoon 1 and the Splatoon 2 bucket winning animations together to make, like, sort of a concise little up and down. It's cool. Just a little aside, I thought it was neat. I saw that earlier today, I'm like, oh, that's neat. And so yeah, I'm trying to build more gear sets. Not in one specific set. I might do the one I'm building right now for the most part, but we'll see. There's a lot more with this game's ranked than there was Splatoon 1, so I'm trying to get a couple sets. If anything, one for different playstyles and two for fashion. Just nice to have some good, fashionable sets of gear. So I'm just trying to grind them out and fill in the gear slots with the abilities I want. And, like, man, when I was doing it, I was, like, at one point, I ran into this team. Because it's just regular matches where you can run into... It's, like, open where you can run into people in teams. And there was this one team, man, where there was just, like, 4 jackasses who were too good at the game for their own good. They were definitely all in, like, a Discord chat or some shit. And, like, they were good and well-coordinated enough. And, like, I'm just solo queuing. I'm just trying to grind some shit. And it's like, they had us all the way in spawn. I don't just mean in a spawn, like, a spawn area. They were covering our spawn. Like, the ground you land on. And I'm just like, get a life, dude. Dudes, I don't know. I checked their profiles, because you can just, like, go to the home menu and then check their profiles, see what they play. They all have, like, 2,000 plus hours in this game, and I'm like, dude, why? This game has been out for less than 2 hours. 2 hours. 2 days. 2 years. This game has been out for less than 2 years. Oh, hey, Dr. Yowie. Why do you have more time in this game than I do in TF2 in my 10 plus years of experience with that game? And they're fucking squid bagging. They're just doing everything to be an asshole just because they're like, hey, isn't this funny? We're so good at the game, guys. This is how we spend our free time. It's like, great, yeah, And I blocked them all, because why wouldn't I? Fuck you. I don't want to deal with your ass. The problem is, and I found this out the hard way, if you block someone on the Switch, it doesn't mean you won't get matched up with them. And I still got matched up with them at least one more time. To the point where I just gave up. I stopped playing the match. I didn't care. I just stayed in the spawn. The spawn machine. Spawn machine, spawn machine. It also didn't help that at the start of that match, someone disconnected, and I'm like, I wish I cared like you did, or didn't care like you did, man. Good flank. Thanks, Dr. Yowie. I wasn't looking at the screen, I'm sorry. I was thinking of the TF2 stuff because of that match too, and I'm like... And it was happening on... The thing is, we were getting stuck in spawn on Manta Maria. Do you know how big that stage is? That was honestly part of the problem because we couldn't... They were using, like, snipers and stuff, and we couldn't... Or one of them was, like, sniping, and it's like... Dude was just on a ledge, and we couldn't get to him. Like, we were just surrounded, we couldn't fucking do anything. And because they also had point sensors, they could just keep spawning. And it was a nightmare. And I hated it. And I'm just like, man, I'm just trying to grind and stuff. I'm just trying to get abilities out. I'm like trying to RPG grind here. It's not that I'm trying to have fun. But I would like to try to have fun and not, you know, misery. And it would be nice to actually be able to block people and have it work. But oh well, I guess that's just how Splatoon 3 goes. Or the Nintendo Switch, because I know what happens for other Switch games as well. Actually, yeah, I know what happens for Smash too, because I've had the same problem there. Just aim forward, sometimes they'll run into you. Just don't think about it. Oh, that was from the ink rain. I see. Oh, that's a lot of ink rain. I looked away for a second. And they started trying to fuck our pussies. Now you're speaking my language. The other vaginal term? Like, just getting stuck at spawn and Manta Marine of all places. That is like that is a huge stage. That's like Hydro big. If you want to make the TF2 comparison. It's like that kind of size with that kind of like layerability. If you're trapping people at spawn like that, for a map like that, relax. I do need cash. No, I don't. Oh no, my one swim speed. She loves that I love it. The game heard I was talking shit. Look, I'm just saying, it's a big map. And there's a lot of ways to go about it. It really is like the TC Hydro of Splatoon. You know, I've never actually played on Hydro. I think the only time I've ever gone on it was like to listen to the developer commentaries. I should play on it one day. I know people hate that map, but it looks fun. Bad map design is fine, so long as I like the map. And if I don't like the map, then it is bad. But if it's bad, then I like it, then it is fine. Freakling? Oh, they have Freakling for real. God damn. Heck yeah. Alright, let me talk about something a little more positively. For now. There's a lot of music coming out right now. Like, a surprising amount of music. Just like generally in this, like, there, like, I think it was last week or the week before. On Friday, there were just like 4 notable rap albums coming out. It's like new Chief Keef, new Conway the Machine. Gunna had an album. I've never listened to Gunna, but it's like, you know, like a lot of big names, or like very notable names releasing projects. Like just generally, a lot of things have been coming out. Or even rumors of stuff coming out. Like even fucking, of all people, apparently Lauryn Hill is going to be putting out a new album soon. I don't know how true that is, or if that's just a rumor or not, but it would be neat. And if that is true, it'd be good timing considering I just bought a CD for the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill like a week ago. So if it does exist, you can thank me. I willed it into existence. Another example is Childish Gambino. He recently put out a new album, or well, new. It's the album he put out at the start of, at March of 2020, at the start of lockdown. Except with 2 tracks removed, 2 tracks added, and a lot more changes to production. So it sounds a lot more cohesive sound-wise, and I think the album's the better for it. I was not trying to go near him, and he tried to will me towards him. It did not work. I did not think that would work or not, and I don't think it did. My partner saved me. I'm gonna booyah to that. And yeah, I will say I do miss Feels Like Summer not being on the album, because I really like that song. But I'm fine with the other 2 tracks he took out, because they were... The intro was fine, but I forget what the other song was called. I mean, they weren't really called anything, they were numbers. But I wasn't... It was the track right before Bigfoot, Littlefoot. And I really didn't care too much for that song, so I'm kind of glad he removed it. And added Human Sacrifice instead. Like, that's a much better song, so I'm cool with that. Like, I would say, like, the large majority of the changes made to the album now being called Eta Vista, I think the majority of changes I like. There's some changes where I'm like, I don't know, I might prefer the original, but I like this one. I like it just because, again, it adds to the cohesive sound the album has. And then there's a couple changes where I'm like, I don't know. I think there's a general common consensus from what I've seen of the original version of Silo Saibe. I think that's how you pronounce it. Millennial Love, the song with 21 Savage on it. A lot of people seem to... It seems like people generally prefer the original version. I kind of do too. Like, there is a different vibe to this version of the album than the original one. And I wouldn't necessarily say one is better than the other. But in terms of being a project and being like a full-on album, Eta Vista is certainly the better of it. Just because, again, it's more cohesive. It's better produced and all that. I think the idea that Childish Gambino wanted to get through with the album is a lot... It makes a lot more sense now, and I think it comes through a lot better. So, yeah, it's good. And then on top of that, when it dropped, he announced a world tour, which, you know, I don't go to concerts, so it doesn't affect me, but it's still cool. And that also he'd be putting out his actual full new album in the summer. So it's like... I don't want to talk about it. No! But yeah, that's cool. I'm down for more Gambino. Apparently it's going to be his last album, too. Or at least the last one under the Gambino name. Where... Okay, let me stop talking about music. I'm going to focus a little bit. As per usual. Okay, well, it's gone now. Okay, gotta lock in. The guy with the brush is gonna be coming any second now to fuck our... Yeah. Okay, now don't put it in a sensible place now. Good. Whoop. Oh, I can... Oh. It almost worked. It almost worked. I at least made him pop. Oh, there goes our second guy. Gotta get back into the fight. Okay, they're pulling up a little bit. They're holding. Alright. Did we clutch up? Ooh, that doesn't look good for us. I didn't know they were back there. Fuck me. Hit him with the dab. Yeah, not my best performance. But hey, we're still winning 333. It's just, it would be nice to win some times 10s so that I might get a 333. That would be neat. But as long as our team stays winning, we're fine. MF. That's the second person... That's the second name I've seen with MF in it. Is that the same guy? Alright. Going in. Is there more I could talk about with music? I've been listening to that new Lemon Twigs album. Never listened to them before, but I dig them. They're good. I don't have much to say because I only listened to their new album, A Dream Is All We Know, last night. I was just listening to it while I was playing some TF2. But I do really like it, so I can't wait to listen to more of it. Listen to the new Conway album. That's more of the newer stuff. I've also been going back to a couple older albums, so I've been in a good balance with music. I haven't had a lack of stuff to listen to, and that's nice. I was lacking a little bit when it came to doing finals, where it's like there wasn't anything that wasn't either like new or old, but I've listened to a little too much. So it's like it was probably more... Bleh, let me restart that. I was not listening to things more than I was when I was doing stuff with my finals. Which, fuck my finals, dude. This semester sucked in terms of finals. Generally, it wasn't a very fun semester for me either, but it's like, it was like the hardest finals I had. I brought it up in the Pokemon stream, but it was like 3 tests, 4 to 5 final projects. For 4 classes, I had 5, but I dropped the other. Because it was French, and I'm like, maybe I don't like French. Where it's like, I'm doing fine now, but if I keep going, I'm not going to do well, so I may as well restart and do a different language with a better frame of mind. And so I will. And yeah, because I thought French would be an easy language. It wasn't. It was a lot more strict than I thought it was. So yeah, that's that. Got this. I'm just trying to get out of here so I can get my boost to my pals. Alright. Team, please. So yeah, I stopped doing French because I thought it would be too hard. I guess that was kind of part of the problem, where it's like, I was going into it thinking it would be easy, and then it wasn't. And that on top of 4 other classes was bad. It was not working well with me. It wasn't even just that the class was hard, it was like very involved, where I was like, I had to do stuff with it like every day. Or every weekday, at least. I'm just like, I don't want to be focusing on this that much. So I'm like, yeah, it just kind of threw me off, especially for the whole semester, even all the way up to finals. I'd like to think, what am I doing? Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck. I see what you're doing. I know what you're saying behind your goddamn screen. Shut the fuck up. I'm coming for you. I see what you're saying, ladies, and it makes me smile. That video should not keep popping up in my recommendations. I don't know why it is. No. I almost got him with a hit. Where is my team? Yeah. I see. Why is the team not on the cart? Oh, oh, oh! The double flip! Nice. I love seeing the double flip. But yeah, I'm glad finals over, especially because that means I get a nice, good break away from college and being around that area, because I don't fucking like it. I can't wait to be out of that environment forever, because I'm not looking forward to going back. You have no idea how happy I am to be on summer break and to be chilling, just doing projects, doing the stuff I like to do, and then going to work. So I'm feeling productive in both ways. And getting cash and all that, you know, I'm still doing important things, but it's like I don't have to focus on fucking schoolwork and being around college students all the time. You think it would be nice, but no, they eventually just get annoying. Especially when you're living by them, and they're keeping you up at night, and they keep playing music that you can't escape from anywhere. I fucking hate it, man. But I'm here, and that's why summer break is awesome. That's why summer the best. I guess after school ends, I don't know if summer's gonna be as desirable, but I still like the warmth, alright? Bright, sunny, warm days are still nice, even if it's more hot than warm. Holy shit, it's Dua Lipa. What's that bottom right name? Also, I swear I've seen it before. Stop lingering. Go. Stop lingering on what I said. Keep going. Alright. Lock in, boys. You know what? It is nice having sloshers, because I feel like it is a good balance of offense and actually inking turf. It is a little limited, but it's like... I always feel neutered if I can't ink turf well enough. No, that shouldn't hit me. Come on. Nice! Oh, that man dead. Okay, they've got some... When it comes to visibility, that seems to be their specialty. Do we have 3 tacticooler users? Good job, good job. Didn't even see him. Why was there a sprinkler? That means someone had to have been around here. Someone's to the right. Locking in. Where do I... It has to be, like, someone from far away. I'm, like, losing it. I don't know where these are coming from. He's coming back. He's coming back. Oh, that's bad. That's really bad. No, I gotta stay in home base. They're definitely gonna fuck us up. What'd I say? Oh, they had roller. Okay, they're still doing good stuff at their spawn. Okay, okay, we might still clutch this. Refreshments? Ooh. 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 Now wait a minute. How are you an unnamed comrade if your name is Millie? Actually, that reminds me about names. And this would be a good segue into something. Usual part of these Splatoon Splatfest streams. So, not that I watched the movie. I just saw a bit of the credits when I saw it. I oversaw it at a moment in time. You know how movies usually have, like, production babies? Where it's, like, babies born during the production of the film and they get their names, like, in the credits. Which is cute. But they only show, like, the first names, not the last names or anything. I saw the list watching the credits for... sorry. I don't know why I'm burping. I'm not even drinking during this. For the last Trolls movie. I didn't see it. It's just I happened to see the credits, and I saw the production babies, because I was reading them, because I was bored. And one of the names was Even. No, I'm sorry, it wasn't Even, it was Ever. I mean, on the one hand, who would be named Even? But also, who the fuck would be named Ever? Who named their kid Ever? I want to know why. Why do you hate your kid? Who names their fucking kid Ever? It better be a damn good last name to make up for that. So anyhow, talking about that leads us into my favorite segment of talking about things during the Splatfests. Movies! So I actually saw quite a bit of movies. Only after the semester ended, because I was neck deep in finals. It was like all I was doing for 2 weeks, aside from working. So I only got to see things afterwards, but I saw quite a few things. The very first thing I saw was a semi-new movie. And this is the only thing, I'm only talking about things I saw in theaters. It was a semi-new movie, but it was also re-released as like a family discount thing. So it was only like $5 a ticket, which is nice. Oh, Lord. And it was a movie I'd heard quite a bit about. That being Paddington 2. I have never seen Paddington 1, but I heard Paddington 2 was amazing. Like, it's got, like, amazing review scores. It's just a really good flick. When I saw... There's a joke in The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, a Nicolas Cage and Pedro Pascal movie, where he mentions that one of his 3 favorite films is Paddington 2, and Nicolas Cage is like, no, you're fucking... How can Paddington 2 be one... And then they watch it, and he's like, Paddington 2 is fucking amazing. And so I've kind of wanted to watch it since then. I mean, I'd heard it was really good. It had, like, perfect review scores or something. So I'm like, maybe I should check it out. And I finally did, because it was back in theaters. And you know what? I get where it's coming from. I wouldn't say it's one of my favorite movies, but like, for what it is and what it does, it kind of is perfect. Is there someone at spawn? No. I did just save my ass there, though. Nice. I love getting a fizzy bomb kill. Okay. It's just a really nice film. Like, all the characters are used well enough. Some don't get a ton of screen time, but it's like, they establish things about them, and those things eventually come back later, like with the kids and like the train hobby and stuff. It all comes back. And Paddington himself is just like a very nice character. Just heartwarming, maybe a little too sweet at times. As sweet as his marmalade is, but when you're going in to see Paddington 2, you know what kind of movie you're getting. Although I will say, I really did think they were gonna kill that bear at the end. Like with what I thought I was gonna destroy that. Like with what I was seeing, I thought that bear was gonna drown at the end. He did not. But I only thought so because it's like, there's no Paddington 3. So I don't know, maybe they do let him drown and it's like a huge tearjerker ending. And they do like a memorial service, I don't know. But no, they didn't. That's when the convicts come back. Because also, if you don't know anything about Paddington 2, he spends half the movie in prison. And so there's a part of the movie where he's just like he's just trying to fit in. Because he was framed for a crime he didn't commit. And he like makes friends with, or he tries to make friends with people. It doesn't really work out. He eventually, through shenanigans, makes friends with the chef, kind of. The whole jail becomes like nice, pink, all that. It's great. Another 333 for Team Bucket. Team Bucket is fucking killing it. Even my matches have been good. Like, we've had some good luck on this stream. MF Blake. No. No. Oh no, am I seeing the same one over and over again? There is no reason I should be seeing MF Blakely. Are we fucking... Are we cheating? Are we cheating, guys? Look, I want to win as much as the next guy. I want Fry to win as well. I want to win too. I'm like, what, 7 down at this point in a row? I'd like to win, but I don't want to win through cheating. Or maybe that guy is just getting a lot. Who's to say? Do I think Paddington 2 is like one of the best movies ever made? I don't know. I wouldn't say it's one of my favorites, but I did really like it. And I see why it did get the review scores that it did, because, again, for what the movie is, it doesn't really have any problems, I don't think. It just kind of does what it wants to do, and it does it very well. I get the hype. And it was just a movie I was in a good mood to see. It was early in the morning. I had some time before work. I'm like, why not? And yeah, I even teared up a little at the end. It was just... It's just nice to watch something sweet. Where you want to not feel miserable about life, you know? It's like Pedro Pascal puts it in The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. That movie made me want to be a better person. It really does, it really does. So yeah, if you want to be in a good mood, I say watch it. Couple alright laughs, you know, funny moments. Makes you feel good about life, maybe be a better person. Who knows? I'm stupid. I gave you a lead up. They were aiming at me. You could've... Okay. Whatever. You guys, at least you're staying alive. Staying alive. Staying alive. I'm just gonna just walk up to them. Knock on their door. I feel calm this Splatfest. Maybe it's because I know, like, I'm going to be playing a lot more, so if I don't do well, I'll be fine because I can just make it up later. I have goals outside of just doing well in matches, with trying to get my 333. So maybe that's why I'm in a better mood. Also probably, probably just because we're actually doing well. I don't know. Almost had him. There we go. Bro, I squid bounced. I did the roll. Chaos squid roll. Oh yeah, apparently that Knuckles show wasn't great. I didn't see it. I don't have Paramount Plus. Of course I don't have Paramount Plus. Oh! Why would you throw it there? You fucking dead meat kid! Ah. I just get to watch. Refreshments. Alright, well, we still lost. But I felt like I did well enough. So going into more movies, a little bit of whiplash from Paddington 2, but the next one I saw was this one movie called Monkey Man. Now I will say, when I first heard about Monkey Man, when I was just looking at the list of movies coming to theaters, I'm like, this is a joke, right? A movie called Monkey Man? Bruh. Mind you, this was the same time, I saw this at the same time as, like, when Final Fantasy VII Advent Children was getting re-released, as well as this other movie called How to Have Sex. Yeah, there was a movie this year called How to Have Sex, and I thought about seeing it just so I could say I saw How to Have Sex. But I didn't. I heard it was alright, though. I am Vegeta, the goat forehead. Alright, well, at least if we lose, we're listening to a true Saiyan Prince. Do you want to become stronger in this Splatoon? Do you want the method? But actually, Monkey Man was pretty good. It was apparently going to be on Netflix, but because of some of the themes in the movie, I forget what exactly. I saw the movie, I should remember, but I'd rather not say what it is than get it wrong, because if I get it wrong, I feel like I'm gonna represent it poorly, and I'll feel bad about it. I will say, though, I would recommend the movie. It's definitely got some John Wick inspiration. Even in the movie, they're just like, when the main character is like looking for a gun from a dealer, the dealer is like, see this one? It's the same model that John Wick uses. And I'm like, that's fun. And the movie, the action in the movie is pretty decent. I wouldn't say it's like John Wick 4 levels of action, but it was solid. Some scenes were better than the others. Although, by the end, the stuff in the end I definitely think was some of the highlights, which I'd rather be at the end than, like, in the middle. Like, give me a satisfying conclusion rather than some decent foreplay, you know what I mean? Oh, hell. If I were to have one issue with the movie is I felt like it was a little long. Like, it ramps up in excitement pretty well. And then it just kind of and then once the action stops and it kind of has to do a second build-up, that was like the weakest part of the movie for me, just because it's like, man, we already did a good amount of build-up, and it did such a good job of finishing on that, or it did such a good job of like delivering on the setup. So it kind of sucks to have to go through it again. And it's like, I don't know. But once it does build back up and it gets into the meat, it does get really good again. Almost had it. Release the Kraken. I need to actually. I'm trying to hold on the sub in order to charge it and throw it, but I keep like accidentally pressing another button, and it doesn't happen. No, he's dead. He's dead. He's dead. Slaughtered. We still lost, but it felt good. Yeah. There was some good imagery with the movie as well. I think it really shined in the climax. That was actually part of what got me to see it, because when I was watching another movie, I saw a little bit. I saw like a split second of it, or a few seconds of it, near the end of the movie, where it's like he's coming, where like the elevator's opening, and it's like very dark, but then once the elevator opens, like the whole inside is like bright red, and there's just like this. It's just like him, also very shadowy, dark lighting on him, and it was very striking. I'm like, oh, wait, there's actually something going on with this movie, and so I checked it out, and I'm glad I did. Team saved the day. I had to look at that for a second because I'm like, wait, I thought it was related to like settings or something. I'm like, why is it saving my game? Or like save the date. I'm like, save the date for what, big man? Do we have plans? Big man with the big plans? I'm sorry, big man, I don't have your amiibo out right now. It's complicated. The only amiibos I have that aren't in a box right now are the 2 Splatoon 3 amiibos that I use to swap settings. And, my Guardian amiibo for Breath of the Wild, because it doesn't fit. It's also just a nice one to have out because of, like, the legs that you can move around. It's cool. He just has all of his up like a party. He's like, woo! He's nice. Naruto! Big fan, Naruto. Big fan. Red Robins, not so much. Mainly because I've never been to one. I've been to a Red Lobster, which is right next to a Red Robin, but I've never been to Red Robin itself. Which, you know, I'd like to go. Seems like a nice burger shop. Although, speaking of Red Lobster, apparently they're going out of business. They weren't doing very well, and then they did like an all-you-can-eat shrimp thing, and it was like, we thought it would bring in customers. Instead, it brought in millions of dollars of loss. Because, like, yeah, shrimp goes fast. That's a shame, though. I did quite like going to Red Lobster. I got some good memories there. But yeah, I would definitely check out Monkey Man, especially if you like a nice cathartic story about a small man taken from his home, fucking up, you know, big political. Stop telling me to throw a Vizpang. I'll get to it. He's still there. No one there. Not today, bitch. That curling bomb is not giant. It's not gonna kill me today. Team, I'm coming with the juice. Hang on, I'm going back. Oi, movement. There's no way. Ain't no way. Whoa! Not the best trade. I think we got clutched in the end. Yeah. Yep. It's because we have Naruto on our team. He gets to have a whole goddamn training arc. A whole go down to the bottom, rise from the ashes, and come back a better man arc. And meanwhile, here I am. Used for character development. I never watched Naruto Shippuden. I didn't care. I'm sorry. And considering Boruto happened after that, it's probably a good thing. It's like, bro, eventually you just get to the point where it's like Sasuke is good again. Dinosaurs come into play. Sasuke is more into a dinosaur than he is his own wife. I don't know, man. I don't get it. I mean, good for him, but it's like the dinosaur didn't stick around, so it's like, I don't know. Was that really worth Sakura's longing stare? Hey, speaking of shonen, that actually brings me to my next movie. Once again, more mood whiplash, because Monkey Man was a fairly serious movie. With some cool-ass fights and action. And then the next movie I watched was, Spy Family, Code White. Now you might say, "Oh, Zeter, I didn't know you watched Spy Family." I don't, and I didn't. I still haven't. But I might at this point. Cuz it's always been a show where it's like there are some shows where I'm like, I don't know. But the Spy Family is always one where I'm like, I'd probably be into that if I watched it. It looks nice. And after watching the movie, that is probably very much the case, because I actually really liked the movie. It was more or less what I expected. Just like some good faux family vibes, or real family vibes, I guess. Decent comedy, solid action. It's cute. It's heartwarming. Kind of in a similar way to Panky 2, but with its own style. I'm in the walls. Yuri lover. I don't think there was any Yuri in Spy Family. Not in the Code White movie. But trust me, there is plenty around to love. Look, Dungeon Meshi's still around. It itself is not a Yuri show, but there is Yuri in it. The cat girl finally showed up. It's good. I promise you, the show is good. There's no reason I should have lost. Oh, thanks for your lover. Yeah, can you at least... Look, if you're gonna keep splatting me, can you at least do me a promise? Do me a solid and promise me you'll watch Dungeon Meshi. It's good, I promise you. Also, the ending theme, the current ending theme, the second one we're on. Love that song. It's a huge vibe. It's like I don't necessarily watch the ED because it's a bunch of stills. Very nice stills, but I'm not gonna watch it more than a couple times. But the music's just so good that I like always stick around for the credits. Oh, the opening's really good too. You know, it's hitting us with that oh. It's just like, it's overly catchy. I am so happy with the adaptation we're getting of that because it's so good. Oh no. And yeah, I wish I had a little more to say about... You were there? Oh. I wish I had a little more to say about the Spy Family movie, but it's like I haven't seen this show, so I don't really know. I don't have the expectations of a fan. I just as someone who watches movies. Though I will say I did appreciate, I felt like as someone who hasn't really, like I know of the show and its premise and stuff about it, but it's like as someone who hasn't seen the show, I didn't feel out of the loop. I felt like it introduced itself to me very well. But maybe it didn't do so well for people who were already familiar with it. Maybe it felt like that made the movie drag a bit. You kind of got to make that balance when it comes to like a theatrical movie. Damn it. But to me, to someone who hasn't seen the show, I thought it was handled pretty well. Generally, the pacing was really good, though that does lead to my main thing about the movie, was that it felt a little long. Not that it was not long per se, but like the big moment where the climax starts to happen when they're on the blimp, that felt like it went on for too long. Because before then, there's a bit of action going on, just a little bit, but it's mostly like the family going to this European town, or European-esque town. And being a little more casual. And I'm down for the action and the blimp and stuff, because that's what you eventually get to. I just feel like it went on for longer than it should have. Like, they could have cut it down by, like, 5 or 10 minutes, and I think it would have been for the better. That was my main gripe with the film. Otherwise, yeah, just a solid movie. Like, even if you haven't seen the show, if you're just in the mood for something a little more lighthearted, fun, it's definitely a good watch. Like, yeah, there is a scene where it's like the child has like a dream sequence about needing to take a shit. And it's like, I mean, it's not that funny, but it's kind of funny just because it's very exaggerated, and like the scene they do it in is like so well animated. I'm just like, you chose your efforts all on this, man. I mean, there was some good animation stuff too. Like, there was some really cool styles they went through. Like when the father character, the spy, is like fighting the main bad guy. They do like this cool shading method, and it kind of reminded me of like some comic book shit. It was really cool. And there's a few things like that. And generally just some really good animation, so... yeah, I definitely recommend it. It was a lot of fun. Maybe I'll actually start watching the show now. And I don't even mean that... I mean that earnestly, actually. Because I liked what I saw. It's okay, we will come back. We will rise like the phoenix. That's not where that was supposed to go, but it worked out. That almost killed me. Got him! It'd be nice to win another match and not lose 5 in a row. Not in that bad of a mood, but we can get there. I'll take a trade-off. You know what? I don't have quick jump. I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna just go. The problem is I can build up it well enough, but it's like, unless I get it for like a nice 10 seconds to actually, you know, get the benefits of the boost, it's like there's no real point in building my special right now. Yeah, it's like I might get it at the end here, it doesn't matter. But oh well, we're doing... They got behind us. It doesn't matter. Okay. Yeah. We cleaned. I still can't... I'm still thinking about that fist bump I did where I launched the bucket into the air and hit him with the fist bump. It was so good. It was so good. Dreams do come true. Alright, one more to go. Anyhow, more movies. Continuing on the theme of tonal whiplash, we go from Spy Family, Code White, to Alien. Yeah, the original Alien, like Ridley Scott, Ripley. The character. All of that. I watched it, because it was in theaters for, I believe, the 45th anniversary? Some sort of anniversary. It was in theaters. For $5 too. Like, sure, I'll take it. I was late, because I did watch this immediately after Spy Family. And it only worked well enough that I could only watch... Because I didn't want to wait to watch either, I just wanted to watch one and then the other. And the best time to do that was to miss about 5 minutes of Alien. I wasn't going to miss it, it's just I had to pee. And, yeah, priorities. So I did miss about the first 5 or so minutes, as well as that interview of the director talking about the movie. Man, it sucks when you have to itch your nose in the middle of, like, getting attacked by a special. And I don't really have that much to say about the movie. It's a horror movie, right? I mean, it's like a big scary movie, but it's like, I don't know. There was definitely some good suspense to the movie, I just didn't think it was necessarily the scariest thing ever. Which, to be fair, I mean, like what? It was like 79. Cut him some slack. And the set design, like the futuristic, the retro-futuristic, I guess analog futuristic is what you would call it. Where it's still like VHS type technology, but it's like they're all in space and shit. Yeah. It's like I like that stuff. It's cool. And the dialogue was solid. Some good twists. The whole android thing honestly threw me for a loop. But I don't know. It's not that I necessarily had major problems with the movie or anything. Actually, I think my biggest problem with the movie was we don't see the alien die. They just blast it off into space, kind of. Like Ripley while in the shuttle. It's like it kind of blasts off with thrusters, but it's not like we don't know if it's dead or not. Maybe that's what the sequels are for, I don't know. It was a little unsatisfying, honestly, in my opinion. Like, yeah, they might be fine, but... Well, actually, I know they're not fine because the sequels happen. Oh, yeah, maybe I should. Nice. It wasn't even that I was unsatisfied by the movie, it's just I wanted to see that fucking alien die, you know? I wanted closure. And it still works narratively. It's just, I think... I don't know, I don't think... Just the ending didn't hit the way I wanted it to. Maybe part of that's from missing the first couple of minutes and not having the most setup. I don't know, but... Yeah. Still a great movie. I mean, it's a classic. It's a classic for a reason. But as far as other classic movies I've seen, you know, it was solid, but I've seen others I preferred. Like the original The Exorcist that I saw last year. That would definitely be higher, because like that one was like, even in aspects of that movie that are dated, I think it worked to that movie's favor. I don't know if I would say that for Alien, not entirely. So yeah. And that is the end of the Whiplash part. Because now things are a little more cohesive, vibe-wise. Kind of. Still a different movie, but it's still action-y. And the next movie I saw, which was the last one I've seen since, was actually one of my most anticipated movies of the year. That's right, I do get excited for movies sometimes coming out. New movies, that is. And I was particularly excited for it because I really liked the previous movie that this director has made. I forgot their name, but it was by the creator of Bullet Train, which was a movie I very much enjoyed. You know, some people think it's annoying, and I understand that. I really like that movie. It was one of my favorites the year it came out, and so now we have sort of the follow-up to the movie. It's similar, definitely some similar stuff to it. And that is with The Fall Guy, starring Ryan Gosling. And, despite me, I will say it's weird because there seemed to be quite a bit of hype around the movie, and then it didn't, the movie hasn't been necessarily doing well. And so people are thinking it's like, oh, what a disappointment. It didn't do big summer blockbuster numbers. I'm like, I don't know. It never really seemed like that kind of movie to me. I guess as someone who has seen Bullet Train, and like, it's not what the movie is. Come down. It's like you're throwing it in our spawn and we have 2 minutes. What the fuck do you think is gonna happen? You're just gonna let us build special more. Are you stupid? Coming in on him. You fell? How? Oi. Wait, with what? How do you get me with dually? I got hit like once. But as for me, when it comes to The Fall Guy, who was very excited for it, what did I think of it? I I was admittedly a little disappointed in it, but I still had a great time with the movie. I still had a lot of fun with it. There's a lot of fun. Just the whole stunt guy thing, I think, was a really cool thing to base the movie on. Ryan Gosling, I think, does a great job in the movie. The actors in general do a good job, but it's always nice seeing Ryan Gosling in a leading role. The humor, I will say, was honestly pretty good. The movie got some good laughs out of me. Like, it's not easy for a movie to get some good laughs out of me. It gave me a couple. So I gotta give it props for that, at least. You get to see some cool action set pieces. Not the coolest, like, it's not the most well choreographed. Like, again, on the level of, like, a John Wick 4. Even compared to, like, Monkey Man. Like, there's some more fun scenarios, but it's not, like, as good of action as that movie was. The best I can... Ooh, that was really close. The best I could say about the movie is that it was fun. I had a good time with it. In the sense that it was just, like, enjoyable. It was fun. I wanted to like it, and I could. Because sometimes I want to like a movie, and it's kind of hard for me to, for one reason or another. But with The Fall Guy, I didn't really get that. I was able to, like, get a full amount of enjoyment from it. Even if it wasn't the amount of enjoyment, even if I wanted more from the movie. Like, again, I didn't think it was necessarily as good as Bullet Train. I would still go back to that more. Because that is a very rewatchable movie. And I think I think The Fall Guy is also rewatchable enough, but not to the same extent. I think part of the problem with Fall Guy is... I think my main problem with the movie, a lot of people's problem, is that it's very cliche. Like, very. Like, to the point where it's laughably cliche. Legitimately. Like, I was laughing at, like, some of the parts. Like, there's a part where he, like, drives a boat and it explodes and people think he's dead. But he's... mild spoilers, I guess. But, like, he knows he's, like, set up and he's, like, trying to clear his name. But everyone thinks he's dead. And then, like, the camera pans onto him while he looks out. He looks out to the explosion. And holds on that pose. While the cool but dramatic rock song plays. I'm like, I couldn't help it. I don't know if they're self-aware or not, but... I feel like they have to be, considering part of the movie is, like, they're making a movie. Because it's, you know, stuntmen. They're making a movie. And it's, like, sort of a Dune... not necessarily Dune, but, like, big stuff like Dune, sci-fi, romance, all that kind of stuff. It's like they're definitely taking the piss out of stuff like that, and just in general. So I feel like they're more self-aware than not. And I think that's part of why I feel like I'm allowed... I can allow myself to have fun with the movie, because I feel like the movie is mainly just trying to be enjoyable, rather than, like, this amazing cinematic experience. Even though there was, like, a bit before the movie where it's, like, Ryan Gosling and the director... You know, where some movies are like, hey, thanks for coming to the theaters to see this, and they do that too. Ryan Gosling gets weirdly parasocial. Where'd you come from? Do it. Do it, pussy. I wasn't going in to live, I was going in for the kill. I don't want to necessarily say all the jokes or the things that made me especially laugh because I don't want to spoil it. Because I do recommend the movie. It's not like a must-watch. It's just like if you want to watch something and... Okay, you throw one more curling bomb over here. I didn't do it again. I didn't throw my sub again. Oh boy. I'm saving the special. Okay, well there was at least some time before then. That's not spamming anymore. You get a little bit of saving grace. I throw the bomb. I'm letting go of the button before I'm going in. I'm pressing the button to go into squid form. I'm begging you. And then all the bucket users died on Team Bucket at the end. Oh, but Angel Noir's going ham. Oh. Did I block him using the Tacticooler? Point of the matter, though, again, I want to talk more about the movie, but I don't want to spoil things. Like, less the story or anything like that, and more just the moments. Because there are cool moments that happen. I think I couldn't confirm this. I think there was a point where Ryan Gosling's character is going to check in on his actor, the guy who he's a stunt guy for. He's going into his house to try and find him, and when he turns on the lights to the place when he's already inside, because there's a bunch of sticky notes around there, and they all say a bunch of stuff. It's related to the character. I swear, one of the sticky notes on the shot where he turns on the light, I swear it said something about Bullet Train, but I don't know if it did. If it is the case, it's a cool nod. If not, I'm delusional. But what's new? But it's fun. I would say to go see it in theaters if you can, just for the scope of it. Just again, be aware that it is a movie you've seen before in terms of the story, and it's a bit longer than it should be. They could have cut out like 5-10 minutes of it, more like 10 to 15, honestly, maybe somewhere around there. Fatbitalism. Okay, I see you, Slay Queen. But I would recommend it. I would recommend Bullet Train more if you haven't seen it, but both are good watches. I also liked, I didn't get to see much of it because I had to pee really bad. It's always a problem when I go to the movies where it's like, I don't want to miss anything, but I always get like a medium drink, and it's like, it goes through me like that. So I'm not able to stick around for credits unless I really want to. And I kind of really wanted to for this one, because... Oh. Well, good job, guys. It showed like behind the scenes stuff and like the actual filming of the actual movie and not the fake one they did. And they show all the stunts they do, and I love stuff like that. It's really cool. They do play a country song at the start of the credits, which I'm like, or more country rock, you know, the well, I love my wife. Well, I love my beer. I'm telling you, if it wasn't for my natural hatred of that style of music, I would be a killer. I'm telling you, I've got country rock vocals like you wouldn't believe, but I will never use my power for evil. But you know what? It gets a pass just because the song is actually about being a stunt guy. It's like, oh right, it works for the movie. I'll allow it. I'll allow it. Well played, Fapitalism. I respect the grind. The grind to fapitalize on whatever you can. You're not getting me this time, Fapitalism. I am not in your clutches. I refuse. As for the last... Well, that was the last movie I saw, but I did see one more thing in theaters, actually. It was... So have you ever heard of the Met? Not like Mets as in baseball, but like the Metropolitan Opera. That's right, I saw an opera, bitch. We on that high class shit. Except it's not, because... Well, actually it is, because those tickets for those are like 26 bucks. I'm like, oh shit. I'm not gonna make it a usual thing, but I felt like I should this time. Because the last one of the season they had at the theater they were showing, or I guess just the last one of the Met, but we show it at the theater around my place as like a live feed kind of thing, and usually I don't really care about it. But I made an exception this time and went to go see it finally, because the opera they were doing was Madama Butterfly. Which, you know, I would like to say I watched it because I'm like, oh, I'm an English major, and a communication major as well, but English major. I can go see it and be like, oh, hey, I watched an opera for the writing and stuff. And I have technically seen the play it's based on, which I think is just called Butterfly. When it's more of like a guy pretending to be a woman as like a spy, but there's also gay stuff about it. It was good, but it wasn't Madama Butterfly, and I wanted to watch it. Or read it. And so I finally did. And I would like to say it's more because of the English major side of things, but really, you know it's because I'm a Weezer fan. You know it's because Pinkerton is one of my favorite albums. And I didn't get to watch all of it because I had to go... there's only one time for it at all, and I didn't get to see it all the way. I had to leave after Act 2, so I didn't get to see the finale. But I did like what I saw. Hip-hop school principal. Do you mind? I'm trying to cash out here. It's not even 4 o'clock. Now it is. How you doing, Mark? You doing alright? Stay on that grind. The music was nice. There was some cool set stuff going on. Ooh. Which one is that? Which emote is that? Oh god, it's 4 in the morning. The spin and salute. Oh, that's a good one. Okay, I like that one. I'll definitely use that one later, but I'm good with the bucket twirl. Even if you can kind of see the bucket not exactly aligning perfectly. But oh well. I like that though. That's a good one. I mean, I do know the general story of what happens in it, just because when you go to the Met, they give you, like, a sheet that gives you, like... Oh, wow, I leveled up my catalog a lot. Marooners Bay Noble Scion. Or Scion. Grateful person of culture. That's what I am. I'm a grateful person of culture, because I went to go see the opera. Crazy arrows. I am sad I didn't get to see all of the opera, sadly. But, you know, I'm glad I at least got to experience a good chunk of it in some way. Howdy hat. And so yeah, that's all the movies I watched, and I think that's a good place to end things off. Although, actually, one more thing about movies. I'm still watching Pokemon daily. I think it's about time for me to watch the 4th movie. I forgot what my list is like. Or I forgot what the list is on. I just got to the point where Ash's Chikorita evolved into Bayleaf, so that's neat. I don't remember when the movie happens, though, so I'll have to look that up after this. But yeah, that's all the movies, and I think that's going to be it for the stream. Again, don't want to do too much just because I feel like I play better off stream, and I'm really trying to, you know, lock in for this one. At least for this one, and then I'm assuming for the final one, which will happen in a couple months probably. Which, oh boy, that's going to be a whole problem. Just, I just keep seeing, you know, usually for the Splatfests, I see a bunch of amazing posts and people making crazy good art. But here, it's like, no, you get to see the same post of someone saying, nah, I'd krill myself. Or duplicates of, I feel so Sigma. That's what you get. At least they're not, at least I'm not on their team. I get bucket jokes. We have layers. Layers to our buckets. Even though they're still getting multiplied. Oh well. I do really love the Splatfest vibes. I've been thinking about it, man. You know, with Splatoon 1 servers dying, Splatoon 2's posts getting taken down, and just, you know, Splatfests in general coming. We're almost done with them, basically, unless a 3rd year does get announced. We're really getting there, and yeah, I wanted to just bring up the fact that it's like, man, I really do appreciate Splatfest. I get salty a lot, I talk a lot of shit, and yeah, it sucks I've lost like 8 in a row. I forget if it's 7 or 8. It doesn't matter, it's a lot. But I really do love Splatfest. I love the atmosphere of everything, the music, all the art, all the amazing art people make. Just having something to regularly look forward to. It's like every month or so, it's like, oh hey, I wonder what the next Splatfest is going to be, or oh hey, I can't wait for that to actually play on that. I mean, it's considering I've been doing this since I started university, not college, but like specifically going to a university as opposed to like a community college. It's weird seeing this, or knowing that we're getting close to the end. Likely. Again, we might get more, probably not. So yeah, and with parts of the other previous Splatoon games dying out, and us getting close to this, I just wanted to take a moment and like take it all in, because like this shit's special, man. It really is. And I just think it's important to like vibe out and appreciate everything about it. The fact that this is happening. Thank you. It's cool to be a part of. Even with just playing it normally, doing my little streams of it. Streaming it regularly, I mean, actually being able to stream this game like I have with all the Splatfests. I really appreciate it. I really do. Yeah. So, yeah. That's gonna be it for this stream when it comes to regular Splatfest stuff. Next, we'll be doing more tomorrow, by which I mean today, technically. I'm gonna be playing Splatfest all day when I wake up, but I'm only gonna be streaming a little over an hour next time for Tricolor. You know the drill. I'm gonna be grinding. Hope you are too, if you're on Team Bucket. If you're not, get your vibes and get out. We need this win. But, yeah, so, see, yeah, that's it. So, you'll see me probably around 8 or 9 p.m. on Saturday, today. But if you need to know exactly when I go live, you can always follow the channel, turn on notifications. That's all I'm going to say for now. It's getting weird with other things, as you know. I am still posting on Blue Sky, but we'll see how long that lasts. If you need to see any previous streams I've done, you can always, there's always Zeter Streams 966 mod, the YouTube archive channel where I host most previous streams I've done. I'm a little out of date with it. But you can also check them out on my Twitch channel itself, and any other links you may need or wherever you can find me. With all that said, thank you for watching. Hope you're having a good Splatfest. Hope you continue to have a good Splatfest. And have a great rest of the night for the 2 hours where there's still no sun. Thanks for watching.